Another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Now, you guys know me for my NFL draft work, but today we have a guy who's not ready for the NFL draft. He is there on the skill level, but he's just a freshman going into his sophomore season next year for the next college football season. However, it's a name that will eventually become a household name, quickly becoming one of the best punters in all of college football and all of America. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Ryan Eckley. How you doing today, man?
Doing really well.
How was this last college football season for you, man?
Yeah, it was good. I'd say as a team, we didn't get what we wanted to get done, but we have a lot, ahead of us, and I think we're on the right path with the new staff coming in from Oregon State. Coach Smith and everyone he's brought along with him is a really great addition to the team, so I'm looking forward to that. And then as far as last year goes, personally, I think it was a good building block for my redshirt freshman season, heading into my third year next year, but I think it's a good place to start from, but a good spot to build off of.
Growing up, man, did you always play football, or were you a soccer player, or how did that go?
So I started playing football when I was 6, kind of bounced around playing. I played a bunch of different sports, played baseball, played basketball, football, played a little bit of soccer, but it was never really my thing. Got into kicking and punting, started kicking when I was 8, played quarterback and DN through youth ball. Got into high school and still played a little bit of quarterback, and then messed around with safety for a few years, but always kind of knew, by freshman, sophomore year that I think kicking and punting was where I was trying to take my talents to the next level with. And then by the time I got to my junior year, I knew I was going to be a punter, and that's kind of where it all started from there. I've always been on the football path, but bounced around with a few different positions.
Man, I love it, man. Now, we've had, recently, a couple weeks back, we had Josh Carty. He's the number 1 kicker in this year's NFL draft. There's a few really good guys, actually. And, man, I see you're like NFL ready, like now, man. You got the skill, man. Going into next college football season, what are some of your goals?
Yeah, I think the first goal is definitely just to keep building off what I had last year, average-wise. I'm always trying to increase my average. And then I think the biggest part of it is just being as consistent as I can with you play in the Big Ten, you have the weather conditions, and it gets cold and it gets windy, and it's you never know what's going to get thrown at you. We had rain games, you have snow games. So I think the biggest thing is just consistency through the different climates that we'll play in.
Love it, man. How do you tune out the noise, man? Being a kicker is not easy. People think, oh, yeah, you just go out there, you kick the ball, and that's it. And life goes on, and you get all the same accolades as, the other skill positions. But, man, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a major science in it as well. Walk me through, how do you tune out the noise, and how do you stay focused?
I think the biggest thing for me has been just trying to relax before games. Week 1 of the season, week 2, I took the mentality of like, all right, I'm going to go out there, play football, and do what I'd always done, and it'd be get fired up before games. Listen to some intense, whether it's rap or something to get me going. And then by week 3, 4, or 5, I realized I needed to calm down and just, it's kind of like playing golf. So, I go out there, I listen to country music, just try and relax before the games, try and get into a calm state of mind. And once I'm out there, you don't really realize that you're in a stadium full of, 75 to 100,000 fans. You're just kind of out there just punting the football like no one's out there if you just calm down. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is just making sure I stay calm and just like kind of like another day punting, whether there's people there or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the best barbecue in the state of Texas, The Jank. Now this barbecue is in 4 delicious flavors, and they got some of the best dry rub in America. Guys, if you live in the state of Texas, in any HEB, you can now find the best barbecue in Texas on the shelves. No matter where you're at, all around the world, you can take and place an order down below right now in the description of this video. And guess what? It gets the Doug Smith cosign. Because, hey, y'all know, I don't play when it comes to barbecue. Place that order right now. Let's be real, rap dominates, right? Every now and then they'll sneak in a rock and roll song, but rap pretty much dominates. But like you said, you got to keep a cool head, you got to keep your head clear and stuff. Who are some people in that locker room, whether it be coaches or players, that help to ultimately mentor you?
This new coaching staff, we haven't experienced a game with them yet, but I'm looking forward to heading into the season with them, just because they've been extremely supportive, extremely, trusting in what I can do. So I think that'll help a lot heading into the season, just knowing I have my coaches in full trust in me. And then players wise, I've made some of my best friends here. So, I can always lean on them. a couple of our tight ends I've gotten really close with. Some of our linemen I've lived and gotten close with. So that's it's kind of who I hang out around most pregame.
Yeah, absolutely. Now last year, if I'm reading this correctly, it was against Penn State, I believe it was.
Yep.
You had 2 60+ yard punts.
Yeah.
Man, what were the conditions like that day, man?
So that was an indoor game. It was at Ford Field where the Lions play, and that was I was thrilled going into that game. It was week 12, so you're getting into the end of November, and you're playing in Michigan. You expect it to be cold, windy, snowy. And we got an indoor game for our final game of the year, which I couldn't have been more thankful for. Knew I was going to be no wind, nice and cool in there. I can just let it rip. So that was good. I was really excited for that, and finally got a game with 0 wind condition factors. Just got to see what the pure ball flight looked like.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, it's when there's wind going against you. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that are going into that. Now, with no wind, what's the furthest punt that you've ever done?
So my furthest punt this past season was against Iowa, and unless the wind flipped, pregame we had it charted as into the wind, but it was 67 yards from the line of scrimmage. So that was a good punt. That was a good ball.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I've always been curious, man, because this is actually interview number 100 I've had on this show. So
Okay.
Congratulations, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. And I've always wanted to interview a punter, but not just anybody. I want to interview somebody really good like yourself. How does it work, man? Because obviously we see the punts, and when a punt lands in between the 1 yard line and the 5 yard line, that's perfect. I mean, you're setting up your defense for success. You're the ultimate chess master, essentially. It's ultimate chess move in chess, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
What is that you do to possibly make your kicks more accurate? How does one punter go about that?
I'd say it's similar to golf, how you have different clubs in your bag. You have different swings in my bag. So I have different, the different styles of dropping the ball, different styles of swinging. And I drop the ball a little more vertical so I can put backspin on the ball. That way when it hits the ground, it'll check up or backwards and get that ball to like land on the one but check back so it doesn't go in the end zone. We're trying to avoid a touchback. So that's really what we're trying to do there, is just get a little backspin like you're hitting your 60 degree on the green, trying to get the spin back a little bit. That's kind of what we're going for there.
Love it, man. I love it. See, I didn't even know that. You just taught me something there.
Yep, whole different kind of punts.
Definitely, man. Now you mentioned you got this new staff coming over from Oregon State. Very excited, man. I have a lot of close friends who are Michigan State fans, so it's just a great time for this decorated college football team, this beautiful university. What are some of the goals and expectations going into next college football season?
Yeah, I think our team goals are really just go out there and keep building on what we've been putting in through the spring ball. We're heading into we have a spring game on Saturday. And we're just trying to keep building off that. It's a day-by-day thing. Coach Smith keeps telling us, he's like, I see it. And, we're not there at this current moment, but he's extremely confident what we're going to be at, when fall camp and season rolls around. So I think it's just keep working on where we're at and build off from there. But I'm extremely confident heading into the season where this team is trending.
And I always love asking this, man. Obviously, you're a punter. Can you kick field goals as well, too? Or
I can, yeah. I kicked off, kicked field goal. I did all three, kickoffs, field goals, and punts in high school. By the end of my career here at Michigan State, I hope to kick off and punt, just because it's something that's used in the NFL a lot, is punters who kick off. And now with the new kickoff rules, you see kickers having to get more involved in tackling now with the new NFL kickoff rules. So I hope that I can get down there and put my head in a couple of people's chests, see what happens. Yeah. I don't know. I want to see what happens. If we convert to it in college, I'd like to kick off just to see what happens. I don't mind getting a little physical.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, and I hope it gets better. I don't know if you saw the UFL game 2 weeks ago, destroying the influencer. Man, that was an amazing hit. And I live in San Antonio, so been following the Brahmas since they were created pretty much. And yeah, he messed up his neck, unfortunately. So hopefully speedy recovery, man. But yeah, if you get into those, man, keep that head up, man.
Keep the head up. Yeah, good form tackle. Near hip, near shoulder.
Definitely, man. Well, Ryan, dude, thank you so much for taking a moment to take and stop by the show, man. I really appreciate you, man, pulling super hard for Michigan State this year, man. And before you go, man, what personal record are you trying to break next year by the end of next college football season?
Definitely my average. I averaged 46.7 yards last season, and that's something I'm looking to break. Hoping to shoot, closer to 47, 48, maybe even break into 50, and just keep trending up with that throughout my career here.
Amazing. Well, Ryan, thank you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this interview. Also, if you want to give him a follow, you can go in the description of this video, give him a follow on Instagram or Twitter. And we'll see you guys next time on The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.